In the heart of Manistash Ridge, a remote area of Washington state, an unusual discovery began to challenge everything we thought we knew about the limits of nature. A massive hole appeared on the property of farmer Mel Waters, a dark, seemingly bottomless chasm that quickly drew the attention of local residents and curious experts alike. The ground surrounding it remained eerily stable, showing no signs of collapse, as if the hole were an open well into a hidden and ancient secret beneath the earth. The absolute silence that emanated from the abyss seemed to swallow the sounds of birds and animals nearby, creating an aura of mystery and danger. Mel Waters, who had worked his land in solitude for years, began reporting disturbing details. Objects dropped into the hole never produced any sound of impact. No stone ever touched bottom. Wild animals avoided the area altogether, displaying nervous and evasive behavior, as if sensing something unseen by the human eye. Local accounts spoke of a heavy, oppressive feeling and an inexplicable chill in the air whenever someone got too close. Rural records offered no geological explanation for such a feature. Its apparent lack of a bottom suggested a phenomenon that defied known physics. The unfathomable depth was the first major mystery. Attempts to measure the hole using ropes and cables proved useless. Hundreds of meters were lowered without ever reaching an end. Some calculations suggested it went deeper than the Earth's crust, a notion that escapes conventional explanation. Tests with basic equipment revealed a complete absence of echo or reverberation, deepening the enigma even further. The site soon attracted the interest of geologists and researchers of anomalous phenomena, who quickly realized this was no ordinary natural cavity. But beyond the silence and depth, there was something else. A strange energy seemed to emanate from the pit. Electronic devices experienced constant interference. Radios tuned to local frequencies picked up noises that resembled electromagnetic pulses. Nearby residents reported seeing black flashes of light emerging from the hole at night, images that defied rational explanation. These signs turned the site into an epicenter of the unexplainable, attracting the curious, independent investigators and inevitably the attention of secret government agencies. The mystery of the Mel Waters hole wasn't just geological. It appeared to be a point of convergence between the natural and the supernatural, the known and the hidden. Local testimonies, data from amateur scientists, and strange anomalies all pointed to something beyond common understanding. Why would such a hole exist? What was hidden in its depths? And more importantly, who knew about its existence before Mel came forward? These questions hung over Manistash Ridge like shadows stretching beyond the reach of daylight. And while the hole continued to defy every explanation, Mel Waters made a decision that would change everything. He chose to expose the phenomenon to the world. That choice would trigger a chain of events far beyond the control of a simple farmer. A web of secrets began to weave itself around the pit, a deep, dark, unresolved enigma. What was truly behind that opening? This was only the beginning of something much greater. From the very beginning, attempts to measure the depth of the hole defied logic and conventional science. Mel Waters used fishing lines and heavy cables, hoping to reach the bottom. Yet, even after tens of kilometers, nothing indicated the cavity's end. No contact, no impact sound. This baffling absence only deepened the mystery, as if the hole was a passage to another dimension or a bottomless void. Moreover, electronic devices nearby began to malfunction with constant interference on radios. Local residents and amateur witnesses reported even more disturbing phenomena. At night, black lights and strange shadows emanated from the opening, defying any scientific explanation. Wild animals avoided the area, showing unusual behavior like extreme nervousness and even unprovoked attacks. These signs created an epicenter for unexplainable phenomena, attracting not only curious onlookers but experts in ufology and the paranormal. The site seemed to pulse with an unknown energy, something beyond the natural. Amateur researchers tried to record data on the electromagnetic waves and sounds emitted by the hole. The frequencies captured on radios pointed to pulses that resembled artificial signals, suggesting something or someone was sending them. Curiously, no conventional equipment could capture the typical echoes of caves or wells, reinforcing the idea that the hole might not obey known physical laws. The bottomless absence, combined with the electronic signals, made the site a unique, mysterious, and possibly dangerous phenomenon. Several attempts were made to understand the nature of the black lights and the origin of the electromagnetic interference. Tests with infrared cameras and radiation detectors brought no definitive answers, only increased the feeling of strangeness. The area became avoided at night, as reports of flashes and frightening shadows became frequent. These manifestations indicated the hole was not just a geological phenomenon but possibly a portal to the unknown, a place where conventional science met its limits. The presence of these anomalies led amateur scientists and ufologists to classify the site as a convergence point for paranormal activity. The combination of absolute silence, infinite depth, and electromagnetic pulses fueled theories ranging from dimensional portals to underground alien bases. The local community, despite their fear, maintained a restless curiosity, sharing stories and carefully documenting every detail. The hole became a symbol of the unknown, an invitation to investigation and mystery. Ultimately, the nature of the observed phenomena remained without clear explanation. Traditional science offered no answers, and public interest only grew. The hole in Manistash Ridge was no longer a simple rural enigma. It had transformed into a global mystery with implications far beyond Mel Hole's farm. These failed attempts at measurement and the strange manifestations surrounding it were the first steps toward something much greater, a mystery that transcended the reality we thought we knew and invited reflection on the limits of the world we believe we understand. As the mystery deepened, Mel Hole made a crucial decision. He would no longer keep the hole a secret. On February 21, 1997, he called into the widely listened to late-night radio show Coast to Coast AM, hosted by Art Bell. Known for discussing the paranormal and conspiracies, the program provided the perfect platform for Mel's chilling story. His calm, sincere voice detailed the bizarre phenomena surrounding the hole, the endless depth, the electromagnetic disturbances, and the strange animal behaviors. This public exposure transformed the hole from a local curiosity into a nationwide sensation, drawing attention from listeners across the United States. Following the broadcast, a wave of responses flooded in. Hundreds of listeners called, emailed, and shared information, eager to support Mel or uncover more about the phenomenon. Amateur investigators and UFO enthusiasts converged on the case, using Mel's provided coordinates to locate the hole. Yet their efforts met with frustration. Satellite images mysteriously blurred or obscured the area, fueling suspicions that the government was hiding something. This deliberate censorship only deepened the mystery and solidified the hole's status as a potential classified secret beyond ordinary scientific explanation. The media quickly caught wind of the story, with alternative press and online forums amplifying public interest. Paranormal communities dissected every detail, and social media buzzed with speculation and theories. However, this surge in attention also brought unintended consequences. Within days, military personnel appeared at Mel's property, setting up checkpoints and surveillance, blocking access to the area. The peaceful farmland was transformed into a restricted zone under strict control. What had started as a simple story was fast becoming an issue of national security, and the government's response hinted at something far more serious than a natural phenomenon. Mel soon faced increasing pressure. Local authorities issued warnings, and anonymous threats aimed to silence him. His quiet life was disrupted as government agents shadowed his every move. The once isolated farm turned into a fortress, guarded by armed personnel and electronic monitoring devices. The exposure of the hole, once seen as a call for help, was now a dangerous act of defiance. Mel found himself caught between the public's desperate curiosity and a shadowy force intent on secrecy, highlighting the stakes involved in revealing the truth behind the hole. Despite the military presence and intimidation, the story continued to spread. Independent researchers and journalists attempted to breach the blockade but were consistently turned away or harassed. Witnesses near the site reported unexplained lights, eerie sounds, and an increasing frequency of strange phenomena. The hole became a symbol of resistance against official silence, attracting those determined to uncover hidden truths. It was clear that this was no ordinary geological occurrence. It was a focal point for something much larger and more complex. Mel's decision to go public sparked a chain reaction, turning a local oddity into a matter of national intrigue and governmental suppression. The hole had crossed the threshold from the natural world into the realm of classified mysteries. This exposure marked the beginning of an ongoing saga filled with cover-ups, conflicting reports, and an intense battle between those seeking transparency and those intent on burying the truth. As the story unfolded, the hole beneath Manistash Ridge became a dark symbol of secrets that powerful forces wished to keep hidden from the world. Shortly after the hole became public knowledge, military forces arrived at Mel Waters' property with swift and overwhelming presence. Checkpoints were established along the access roads, manned by armed personnel in unmarked uniforms. Heavy machinery and surveillance drones quickly transformed the once peaceful farmland into a heavily controlled zone. Officially, the government claimed they were investigating a downed aircraft, but the secrecy and intensity of their actions suggested a far more complex and sensitive operation. Local witnesses reported seeing soldiers confiscate equipment and destroy any traces of the hole. The area around Manistash Ridge became a no-go zone, completely off-limits to civilians and press. Satellite images of the site vanished from public databases, replaced by blurred patches where the hole was believed to be. This deliberate erasure from maps intensified suspicions of a government cover-up. Mel Waters himself received veiled threats and was warned to stay silent, or face severe consequences. His efforts to share the truth were met with intimidation, revealing a concerted attempt to erase the phenomenon from public consciousness. Military personnel enforced strict control over the flow of information. Reports of strange electromagnetic pulses and unexplained phenomena were dismissed as fabrications or natural anomalies. Scientists and journalists attempting independent investigations were denied access, fueling frustration and conspiracy theories. The government's narrative of an accident investigation clashed with eyewitness accounts of aggressive suppression. The military's presence around the hole was a clear signal. This was no ordinary event, but something the authorities were desperate to contain. Rumors circulated that experimental technology and unusual materials were transported to and from the site under the cover of darkness. Locals described seeing armored trucks carrying mysterious containers, adding layers to the mystery. The silence enforced by the military only made the hole more enigmatic and feared. It seemed the government was not just containing a physical hole but also trying to suppress knowledge of what lay beneath, a secret powerful enough to warrant extreme measures. The official cover-up extended beyond the immediate site. Congressional inquiries were avoided or dismissed, and public statements remained vague and contradictory. The hole's existence became a taboo subject, erased from public discussion and scientific research. This blackout fed into widespread speculation that the hole was connected to covert military experiments or extraterrestrial phenomena. As days turned into months, the shadow cast by the military presence grew longer, deepening the sense of dread and mystery around the site. For Mel Waters, the military interference marked a turning point. His life was no longer his own, constrained by fear and surveillance. Yet, despite the pressure, his determination to reveal the truth remained unwavering. The military's heavy hand exposed the stakes involved and suggested a dangerous secret buried beneath the surface, one that challenged the very limits of science, government transparency, and human understanding. Not long after the first hole attracted attention, Mel Waters reported the existence of a second, eerily similar chasm, this time deep within public lands in Nevada. The site, near a region used by Basque communities and a Native American tribe, quickly became the subject of intense curiosity and fear. Unlike the remote farmland of Manistash Ridge, this second hole was located in an area layered with cultural significance and long-standing indigenous lore about mysterious portals and guardians of the land. Mel claimed that tests performed there revealed even more disturbing phenomena than those at the first hole. One particularly chilling experiment involved dropping ice into the chasm, only to witness the ice catching fire, an impossible contradiction that defied natural laws. Additionally, Mel recounted sending animals into the hole with cameras, capturing disturbing footage of a fetal-like creature with unmistakably human eyes lurking in the shadows. These creatures appeared to possess intelligence and awareness, raising questions about their origin and nature. Indigenous witnesses reportedly spoke of strange lights and sounds at night, suggesting an otherworldly presence linked to the hole. The involvement of the native tribe added a complex spiritual dimension to the mystery. Tribal elders warned Mel to stay away, fearing that the hole was a gateway to dangerous realms and that disturbing it could unleash catastrophic forces. Their stories spoke of ancient guardians protecting the land and the balance between worlds, a theme that echoed through many indigenous myths but now took on an urgent reality. This second hole appeared to be more than a geological anomaly. It was a focal point of cultural and paranormal significance. Mel's reports sparked renewed interest from paranormal investigators, ufologists, and government agencies alike. The possibility that these holes were connected to extraterrestrial intelligence or dimensional portals gained traction, blending folklore and modern mystery. However, just as with the first hole, attempts to investigate the Nevada site were met with increasing military and bureaucratic resistance. Access was restricted, and any evidence gathered was swiftly confiscated or suppressed, deepening suspicions of an official cover-up. The strange phenomena reported at the Nevada hole, igniting ice, enigmatic creatures, and tribal warnings, pushed the boundaries of accepted science and challenged skeptics worldwide. These accounts demanded new explanations that bridged science, mythology, and the unknown. The second hole was no longer just a curiosity but a significant clue in a much larger puzzle that defied easy answers. It raised unsettling questions about the nature of reality and humanity's place in a universe filled with hidden forces. For Mel Waters, the second hole was both a warning and an invitation. It suggested that the mysteries uncovered at Manistash Ridge were not isolated incidents but part of a broader, interconnected phenomenon. The strange beings, the inexplicable energy, and the cultural guardianship combined to paint a picture of a world layered with secrets waiting to be revealed. As the military tightened its grip, the true nature of these holes remained hidden, lurking in the shadows between science and legend. The mysterious hole began affecting Mel Waters in deeply personal ways, beyond just curiosity or fear. Mel reportedly suffered from a severe illness that baffled medical professionals and resisted standard treatments. Yet after spending time near the hole, he experienced a sudden and inexplicable healing, as if some unknown energy emanating from the abyss had restorative powers. This remarkable recovery strengthened his bond to the phenomenon but also attracted increased attention from unknown forces. It was as if the hole's influence extended not only to the environment but also directly to Mel himself, marking him in ways no one could fully understand. Shortly after this healing, Mel's life descended into darkness. He began receiving threatening messages warning him to stop discussing the hole and abandon his property immediately. His communications were likely monitored, and strange vehicles were often seen lurking nearby. Despite the intimidation, Mel remained determined to reveal the truth, feeling compelled by forces greater than himself. However, the pressure soon escalated to a critical point, and one day, Mel simply vanished from public view without explanation. His disappearance sent shockwaves through those following the case, suggesting he had been silenced or forced into hiding. Theories about Mel's fate quickly multiplied. Some claimed government operatives had abducted or eliminated him to prevent further disclosures. Others speculated that Mel chose to disappear voluntarily, protecting himself and loved ones from unknown dangers tied to the hole's mysteries. Regardless, his absence added a chilling new chapter to the story, transforming it from a local curiosity into a high-stakes battle between hidden knowledge and powerful interests. The loss of Mel Waters became emblematic of the personal risks involved in confronting such deep and dangerous enigmas. Meanwhile, Mel's farm was seized and sealed off by authorities. The property became a no-go zone, heavily guarded with fences, surveillance cameras, and armed personnel. Rumors circulated about secretive military or scientific operations conducted there, heightening suspicions of a government cover-up. The once peaceful rural land turned into a locked fortress, inaccessible to researchers or the public, deepening the mystery and speculation surrounding the hole and its secrets. This containment only fueled public fascination and conspiracy theories. Despite Mel's absence, his story continues to inspire paranormal investigators and ufologists worldwide. His ordeal, marked by miraculous healing, mounting threats, and sudden disappearance, illustrates the heavy price some pay for revealing forbidden truths. The hole transformed from a geological oddity into a symbol of the dangerous intersection between human curiosity, supernatural phenomena, and government secrecy. It remains a stark reminder that some mysteries come with profound personal costs. Mel Waters' fate, his connection to the hole, and the subsequent cover-up provoke haunting questions about the limits of human knowledge and the forces that guard it. His disappearance invites us to consider who truly controls the truth and what sacrifices are demanded when confronting the unknown. The hole's enigma remains unsolved, a shadow lingering beneath the surface, calling on those brave enough to explore its depths while reminding us of the dangers such exploration entails. The mysterious hole on Mel Waters' property continues to be one of the most puzzling enigmas in paranormal and conspiracy circles. Some of the most popular theories suggest it might be a dimensional portal, a gateway to parallel universes or alternate realities. These speculations stem from the hole's endless depth, lack of echo, and strange electromagnetic phenomena, which defy conventional scientific understanding. Others propose that it could be a temporal rift, where time itself behaves unpredictably, allowing glimpses into different eras. These ideas challenge our grasp of physics and reality, inviting us to explore realms beyond normal perception. There are also strong connections made between the hole and UFO phenomena, particularly due to the heavy military presence and sudden government intervention. Many conspiracy theorists believe that the hole might be an alien artifact or a point of contact used by extraterrestrial beings. The reported sightings of strange creatures and the unusual energy readings add weight to these claims. Some experts speculate that this hole is just one of several such gateways scattered around the globe, hidden deliberately to prevent public knowledge. This possibility raises unsettling questions about what governments might be hiding. The official narrative insists that the hole is a natural geological anomaly or related to some mundane cause, but the numerous eyewitness accounts and inexplicable evidence create a gap between reality and official statements. Satellite images of the area have been intentionally blurred or manipulated, and local access is heavily restricted. Witnesses like Mel Waters have faced intimidation and threats, fueling suspicions of a widespread cover-up. The depth of secrecy surrounding this hole only intensifies the aura of mystery, leaving the public in a liminal space between skepticism and belief. This enigma forces us to reconsider the boundaries of science and the unknown. It asks whether there are dimensions or energies beyond our comprehension, influencing the physical world in hidden ways. The hole might represent a fracture in our reality or a doorway to something greater and darker. It challenges us to face the uncomfortable possibility that our understanding of nature is incomplete, and that some truths remain buried beneath layers of secrecy and fear. For those intrigued by mysteries that cross the line between science and the supernatural, the story of the Manistash Ridge Hole is deeply compelling. It combines folklore, scientific curiosity, and the possibility of extraterrestrial contact in a single, chilling narrative. The secrecy and strange phenomena continue to inspire new investigations and discussions. It serves as a reminder that the earth beneath us might conceal more than just rocks and soil, perhaps secrets that some powerful entities want to remain hidden. As we close this episode, the unanswered questions loom large. What truly lies at the bottom of this abyss? Is it a gateway, a prison, or a mirror reflecting humanity's darkest fears? More importantly, who holds the key to this secret, and what are their motives? These questions hang like shadows in the dark, daring the next curious mind to seek answers and confront the unknown. The enigma of the Manistash Ridge Hole remains an open wound in the fabric of reality, a puzzle that challenges everything we think we know about the natural world. It is a gateway into the unknown, wrapped in silence, shadows, and the heavy hand of secrecy. As governments attempt to bury the truth and the military enforces the veil of silence, the question remains, what lurks in those endless depths? Is it a cosmic portal, an alien gateway, or something far more sinister? The answers are hidden, waiting for those brave enough to seek them. If you found yourself drawn into this mystery, yearning for more hidden truths and shadowed secrets, make sure you subscribe to Nexus of the Unknown. Hit the like button if this story unsettled you, share it with those who dare to question reality, and activate notifications so you never miss the next dark revelation. The unknown is vast, and here, we explore its darkest corners together. And now, we leave you with this. What do you believe lies at the bottom of that endless hole? Could it change everything we understand about our world? Or is some knowledge better left buried? Think carefully, because in the nexus of the unknown, the truth is always waiting just beneath the surface.